Hey everyone, welcome to this next episode of Meet the Founder. In this episode, we are going to talk to Mukesh. He's the founder of TeamXP. Without further ado, let's introduce Mukesh. Mukesh, welcome to this interview. Um, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your company?
Okay. So hello everyone. I am Mukesh Joriwal. So basically, I come from a small town named Taranagar in Rajasthan. So I started my schooling from I did my schooling from Taranagar itself. Then for engineering, I moved to Jaipur, and after engineering, I started my career in digital marketing. So I spent around 2.5 years in digital marketing, and then I switched my career to web development, and then it eventually grown to software development. So likewise, I'm having around 6 years of experience for now, and in these 6 years of experience, I have with multiple companies, small and mid-scale companies. So while working with these companies, I got to know a problem. So basically, the problem was companies are not exactly taking care of employees, even if they are having some employee engagement programs, but still there is a lag. Okay, so that is one thing. And secondly, if I'm having in my mind, I'm not able to speak up in front of my organization or manager just because there is a fear of backfire or something else. People used to hesitate. So there are multiple factors. So there were no anonymous platform. So these were two problems. These were two major problems which I figured out in last 6 years. And then since last 1 year, I'm searching for these kind of solution if it is there in India. But I figured out yeah, it is there for large scale businesses like SAP and Salesforce are doing for large scale businesses, but for small scale or medium scale businesses, it is not there. So that is where the idea came, and I did the market research, I did the ideation, and then eventually moved to further like developing the product. So the product name is TeamXP. So TeamXP is a solution, an innovative solution to help businesses to measure, monitor, and optimize their employee engagement and experience to make their work culture better. So basically, there are two segments of Team XP. One is measurement, where we are using tech platform to measure the employee engagement, how exactly they are feeling working in the company. And then we are having this optimization feature. So optimization is a manual process. Basically, whatever report are generating through the engagement of employees, based on that, we provide the business consultant proven practices to the organization, and it's like you can say complete support system where we help businesses to optimize those particular messages. So if I talk about an example, so let's say if we calculate the stress level of an employee. So in terms of stress level, how stressed the employee are, or what is the environment within the organization.
Right.
So if the stress level is high, so definitely we will bring those practices within the organization to lower the stress level.
Okay.
So likewise, it works. So this is the whole model of Team XP. And for now, I'm the sole founder of the company, and I was like working since last 1 year, where every single step, like let's say the research, then the ideation, then the POC, then the MVP. So currently the product is there, and the tech product, basically the measurement product is there, and also the strategies are there for the optimization.
Wow. To be honest, like Mukesh, I'm really impressed. It sounds like just correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're the sole founder and you basically designed and built the application completely on your own. There's nobody else
Yeah,
doing anything, and you basically built from the concept stage to design to implementation to right now you're also doing the marketing yourself, right?
yeah.
That's
For now, yeah.
wonderful. It's like a true entrepreneurial spirit we can business in your efforts. Congratulations on this effort. And it sounds like you started working on this last year, right? And then you already have it
Yeah,
already out and launched at this point.
yeah. So recently, like in August, I completed everything, and
Okay.
So basically, since I'm a like I need to survive within city of Bangalore,
Mhm.
so where I need to manage every like my expenses and all. So I'm working with like I'm employee right now, but
Okay.
I'm doing this thing at part time. So since last 1 year, I was doing it part time. So
Okay.
that's why it's like it. This is how it was working.
Okay, and I went to your LinkedIn profile just to do some preliminary research, and I found that you're
Mhm.
already working as a full-time full stack developer at some place, right?
Yeah,
So you're working full time for your personal survival, and then on your free time, you're basically working on this other product, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
wonderful, man. I think that's one of the rare privileges of being a full stack developer is that you don't need initial capital for launching your product, and I can see that
Yeah,
currently.
that is a benefit
Yeah,
you
that's
can
a
say.
it's a wonderful benefit. Yeah. Just from because I'm also a full stack developer and I understand the privilege of knowing how to do this because it's not something that everybody can do because
Yeah.
for most people this is going to be a barrier because like when they have an idea they need somebody to do it for them and then they have to either like pump out a lot of money to do it or they have to manage somebody who may not be available so a lot of things
Mm.
are challenging, but in your case, and even in my own case, this is something that we've been able to achieve. Can you tell me a little bit about the technology that you're using for the product?
Okay, so when I was working in like web development part and as a full stack developer, so I started my career in Node.js and React.js. So complete month stack we usually say, where we work with Node.js as backend language, React.js as front end language, then MongoDB as database. So I started my career with month stack, and while thinking about Team XP. So Munstack was a proper solution on which I could work. But again, I wanted to make this solution very easy and you can say like easy to use and frequent to use. So I wanted to make an application, mobile application. So I learned React Native and then I like the complete tech stack is on Munstack plus React Native.
Okay.
So the user application is on React Native, and then the backend is on Munstack, and DB definitely MongoDB.
And for the mobile application, it's available both on Android and iOS.
So iOS is not live yet,
Okay.
again because it's just a start for me,
Mhm.
and so currently it's on Android.
Okay.
And yeah, we are like currently I'm looking for early access, early users.
Okay.
So if that's what like we are providing early users access so
Okay.
that we can know how exactly things are going to work, if things are going fine or what else needs to be done to take
Okay.
it further. So
Okay.
that is where in roadmap we are having this iOS application, and all eventually I'm working like side by side for iOS application also.
Okay, okay, fine. So while you are designing and researching for this application, like I understand that you must have done some market research about like existing platforms,
Mhm.
and you already mentioned that for the larger companies they use SAP and Salesforce and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So tell me about your experience while you were researching. What did you find? What are the features that these large scale applications are offering, and how did that inspire in your own design for this application?
Okay, so starting from like, have you heard of name the Great Place to Work? So there is a company who
Okay.
eventually figure out like which organization is doing good in terms
Mhm.
of employee engagement. So they take like they are having multiple reward system. They are having multiple awards with them.
Okay.
Some are seasonal, some are year basis, or some are regional basis.
Mhm.
So that was the first company I heard about. So basically, they are doing these kind of stuff, but they are just measuring. There are multiple surveys what they are doing, and based on those surveys, whatever the report they are generating, based on that, they are awarding those companies if those companies are
Okay.
great place to work or not.
I see. I see.
So from there I got this idea
Mhm.
that yeah, we can like I can do something in of employee engagement, because being an employee I know how exactly I feel while working with the organization, same how my colleagues were feeling,
Mhm.
and same I was hearing from multiple people,
Okay.
right? So the problem is there, and since my in starting days of career, from there I'm like getting these kind of memes of HR and managers meme,
Mhm.
where we usually take fun of HR and managers and
Yes.
all.
Yeah.
So what all regions are there? So
Mm.
starting from there, I did my research. And when I was trying in India,
Mhm.
definitely India is like in India for small scale and mid scale, nobody is doing. So the survey system idea, I got it from Great Place to Work. Then the feeling that feedback system. So I was personally having this kind of thing that I was afraid of sharing my opinion
Mhm.
in front of my managers or in front of my organizations, because I usually think ki, what if I'm saying this and it will go wrong?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
it might backfire, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
That's a valid
so that
possibility. Yeah.
yeah. So from there, with that thought perspective, I came up with this ki, yeah, we can go for anonymous feedback.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Yeah. And
I came up with research. I that I can understand this market better.
okay. I think I lost you a little bit there. I think there was some issue with the network. Yeah. Can you repeat the last
Mhm.
part a little bit?
Yeah, so like I started my research from there, where like with these two products, I
Okay.
started working on TeamXP, and eventually then add up some more additional features which can help employees and organization to make their employees productive. So I took help from some business consultants also
Mhm.
to understand how exactly this market is going, because in India, if I talk about small scale or medium scale businesses, they are just taking help of business consultants who are working closely with HR. They take some general insights from them, from the HR, and based on those general insights, they put some practices. So this is how the market is working right now.
Okay.
There is no proper solution basically, and no proper
Mhm.
report system where the HR or the company can know how the employees are feeling, what exactly the parameter we are lacking behind.
Yeah.
So because nowadays we know, if I talk about current employee base, so previously people used to save their portfolio. They were like if they are working with a company, they were usually working with a company for a long period to secure
Mhm.
their portfolio. But in terms of nowadays people are not taking care of things. They are just, if the environment is good, if the salary is good, they will work with the company. If
Yeah.
anything, even if like if salary is good but environment is not good, people will not work. So
Yeah.
this is how things are changing in India.
Yeah.
So if these things are changing, definitely we need something to get the proper information in terms of how the work culture is there.
Yeah.
So all these thoughts were there while starting this product, and yeah, this is
You
how
know,
I began.
Mukesh, I'm actually so glad that you reached out because like this is a very, very interesting problem area because this is something that affects all businesses. Like it's not just yours is a product, but it affects the work the work culture across all businesses in India. And I personally witnessed like how poor the work culture is in India.
Hmm.
When I also work for a company right now, and thankfully it's great. But I've heard from other people some really horrible practices. Like for example, somebody may ask you to work during the weekends for no
Hmm.
extra pay,
Yeah.
or they may ask you to work during holidays, and if you refuse, basically then your role is being threatened,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
things like these happen. And I want you to maybe share some examples from some poor practices that you've seen before. Like let's have a look at some of the issues that exist.
So, okay, starting with that, in terms of problem, if so, basically, if I talk about in last 3 years, people after COVID, basically, and the moment when work from home culture started. So after that, people used to start thinking of employee engagement and thinking about work culture,
Mhm.
because that was the time people were free, and also
Mhm.
they were thinking of how exactly things and how should we manage this remote work culture.
Mhm. Yeah.
So starting from there, yeah, things are like people are having these employee engagement programs.
Mhm.
But again, we really don't know if those programs are going good or not.
Mhm.
Because fun activities, there are two things: fun environment and engaged environment. In terms of fun environment, it's only fun. People
Mm.
are enjoying while going there, or people are working. People use like organization used to have this play area where
Mm.
they can spend some time if they are not feeling doing like they are not feeling productive at work, so
Mm.
they can go and just chill and but it's not the thing in terms of engaged employment. In engaged basically everybody wants to get some respect, recognition, the you can say the growth
Mm.
basically. So fun element is definitely one part, but again that what exactly currently we used to see that people are not uh, what I believe that personal life definitely affects your professional life, and
Yeah.
professional life definitely affects your personal life. So there is a culture like if you go for UK or US based companies, there
Mm.
is a culture where manager usually do one-on-one meetings with their employees,
Mm.
with their team, where they understand how exactly they are feeling in terms of personal as well as professional life.
Yeah.
Right. So these things are not there in India.
Mm.
Managers are not doing these kind of stuff. They are not going for one-on-one meetings. Everybody is looking for work done, and they are like putting tasks on other tasks. So
Right.
these type of things are there. So this is one of the major problem we usually have. And like even if there is a thing, if I'm sharing something with my colleague, I'm having this fear that if he or she will share with someone else or not.
Mm.
So the trust is not there.
Yeah.
Again, in terms of so basically you see in India we have this 8 hour of period where
Mm.
an employee is working with an organization. In those 8 hours, employees having this 2 to 3 hours of productivity.
Mm.
They are not having the complete 8 hours productivity. The reason behind, because they are coming, they are working, eventually something is happening
Mm.
and they got distracted from those work. And so likewise, they only work for 2 hours as a productive time. And remaining those 5 to 6 hours, they are not that productive. So if we are having a proper set of work, if they are properly aligned to the goal of the organization, definitely the productivity will increase.
Mm.
So that is another thing. Again, nowadays this teamwork and collaboration system is not that a huge problem. People are eventually learning, and the organization are also understanding how the teamwork should work, how the team bonding should work. So they eventually have these team bonding activities and
Mm.
all. But again, like there are many other things which we can figure out. Like if somebody is having some personal problem in their life, they are not doing good in professional, but nobody is knowing in their professional like how
Yeah.
exactly. And again, a major problem with what I have figured out is many organization. I have discussed with many organization and many HR while I was doing research. So everybody is having that thought that salary is the thing
Mm.
where employees are resigning. The
Mm.
attrition is there for salary purpose
Right.
only.
Right.
Salary is one aspect. I totally agree with that, but it's not the only aspect.
Yeah.
So you can say it's 50-50 again. So
Mm.
salary is 50% chance, and then the employee engagement is 50% chance. And in last year, if you talk about attrition rate in India, it's going high.
Mm.
So as I said, key people they don't think of resigning. Like they are not having any second thought while resigning. They
Mm.
simply switch to different company if they are not feeling satisfied, or if they are
Mm.
not feeling happy within the company.
Okay.
So the attrition rate is also increasing for that.
Right.
And that thought perspective of salary is not only point, because now it's time where organizations needs to understand that they need to work on employee engagement also. And it's not just working on employee engagement, they need to figure out if it is going good or not.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Obviously, every system has, like, every process requires a feedback loop. You have to
yeah.
basically refine it based on the feedback. So I understand that. So earlier you mentioned something about, memes about HR and stuff like that. Can you share some of those? Like, what kind of memes do they people usually share? I have no idea.
Okay, so in terms of managers, you see like there are multiple memes on Instagram or LinkedIn where employees making fun of manager
Okay. Okay.
or the HR.
Okay, you
So
mean
these
you
kind of
mean like in social media there are memes like this
yeah,
existing,
yeah.
and people just share that with their colleagues, as you're
Mhm.
saying. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So within social media, it's like
Mm.
people are sharing a lot.
Yeah.
because that is what they are feeling.
Mm.
They can't share it directly, but through the meme or liking the
Got it.
meme or
Got it.
commenting on those
Got
memes,
it. Okay.
they are feeling good. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is
Right.
relatable. This is
Right. Right.
uh,
Right.
what we are facing.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood. Understood. So, we talked about a few problems that you mentioned. In your own personal life, I mean, because like every founder has a personal story. Like
Mhm.
a product
Yeah.
comes out of a personal backstory. Um, at what point did you feel like you needed to work on this? This is something. This is an opportunity. At what was the like a turning point or a personal story that gave birth to this?
So basically, when I was working with multiple organizations, I usually having this because we used to have these weekly meetings or monthly meetings where we need to share the updates and all.
Yeah.
But if somebody is not having a proper update
Mhm.
because of something, some other thing is going in their mind, or if let's say if I talk about my personal example, so I used to fear about this sharing these feedback and all,
Mhm.
and there were things in the organization which are really good,
Mhm.
but are those managers are knowing about those things? So I always wanted to share these things, but again I was like, if I'll share this information with my manager or organization, they will definitely say, okay, you are the only person who is having this problem.
Mhm.
Nobody else is coming and complaining about this kind of stuff. So there, those thoughts usually come into my mind, and I made like I used to stop at that moment, and I was not sharing those
Mhm.
views.
Mhm.
So the views were not about like only about these company culture. It's more about work, also what else we can do.
Mhm.
So every single person has their ideas. So while if we are working on something, we definitely have this. Okay, why we are not doing like this?
Mhm.
We can do like this also. But they are not sharing their ideas. So I
Yeah.
was the person who was not doing that. I was having multiple ideas, but I was not sharing. I was having multiple complaints from the company culture, but I was not sharing with my HR or the organization or the manager. Because again, the thing which I usually having fear of, they will come to me and they will say, okay, you are the only person who is having this kind of complaints.
Yeah.
Who else is doing? And in terms of idea, if I tried basically, I tried multiple times to share my idea,
Mhm.
but again, then I figure out ki they are not taking care of those ideas. They are not even listening them properly.
Right.
So that was the moment where we see ki, yeah, the employees are having something. And nowadays also, every employees, even as you said, ki you are working. So definitely while working, you must have some ideas. Okay, we can do these things. We can share this kind of stuff. But somewhere we stop ourselves.
Mhm.
I am not saying ki 100% employees are doing that, but around like if we take it for that. So in my research, I figured out ki around 60 to 70% employees are having that kind of fear, and they stop themselves sharing the views.
Okay.
So only 30% who are doing like
Mhm.
they are sharing frequently. They are not afraid of these kind of things.
Okay.
So personally, I faced these kind of issues, and then I came up with this.
Okay. So, I mean, but you've been giving some numbers, basically 50%, 70%, 60%, whatever.
Yeah.
Have you done any kind of like statistical research on the user market research about this?
So yeah, so basically I used LinkedIn. I was discussing with many people
Mhm.
on LinkedIn. I was like connecting with them. So asking them how you are feeling working in within your
Mhm.
company. So it's all started a year before. I was traveling in a train, and I like the co-passenger was web developer again.
Okay.
So he was sharing what things are going in their organization. So he was mentioning like we have to keep our laptop open for complete
Mhm.
9 hours,
Mhm.
and the laptop is they are having this tracker within their
Yeah.
laptop who is taking screenshot within three screenshot in every 5 minutes,
Wow.
and also they are checking how key are pressed, and also how much time the
Wow.
mouse is rolled. So all those tracking system they are having, the organization was having, and from there it started. Like I asked his journey, basically working in this organization, how he's feeling. So eventually he was not feeling good while working within that organization. He wanted to switch, but he was
Mhm.
not getting a proper uh,
Opportunity. Yeah.
like
Okay.
job, yeah, opportunity. So that is where he was not able to. But there after that, I started asking from multiple people through LinkedIn, how they are feeling. Then I started with my ex-colleagues, with my college friends. So with these information, I can't say ki a proper statistic, but yeah, with the output from the LinkedIn, my friends, my ex-colleagues, I got to know around 70% people really don't care working in the organization. They are just like going there, doing work and coming back and getting paid. So
Yeah,
that is what the mentality they are having. And also I ask like when if you are having something to share, if you are not feeling good about something within the company, are you sharing or not? It's like compromising. We are just adjusting. So
got it.
70% people were like that. Only
Mhm.
30% people were like, okay, the manager is good friend of us, so we usually share. Someday within the party, I just shared this kind of stuff.
Right.
So likewise, I got to know ki okay. So basically, with this parameter, I came to ki around 60 to 70% people are basically not caring about these things. They are not sharing basically their views.
Got it. Got it. I was asking you this because like this is one thing that I think is important. I feel like, I mean, even in your platform, I went to your website and I saw the list of things
Mhm,
that you have, and you have like surveys and things like that. And maybe, I mean, this is just a suggestion from my part. Like I'm just giving you a candid
mhm,
suggestion is that, for example, when you seek out investments or investors' attention, they usually tend to seek out, okay, what kind of market research has been done on this? Like,
mhm,
what are the numbers? How many people have responded to this, and how many, like, exact numbers about like how many people are answering this
mhm.
question in this way? So like that, they tend to look for those things, and I think it's just a suggestion that you can perhaps like create a survey and then float it out, and then get a proper backing for whatever your decisions you're making. So that is just something that came up in my mind, and I want to share with you. The other thing is that with regards to um, um, like the main thing the main reason which you shared for people hesitating to share was that they
Mhm.
personally feel insecure about what might happen to their job if
Yeah.
they find out, like if they find out that you are the source of that opinion or something like that. So you address that, you'll be addressing that with anonymous responses and things like
Feedback
that.
system. Yeah. Mhm,
And uh, have you thought about the possibility that when you're looking at a small enough company, let's say that the team only has like, I don't know, like let's say 20 people,
yeah.
um,
Mhm.
and each person has a certain personality that they have a different way of expressing themselves. So have you thought about like possibility of like your anonymity being compromised based on the responses themselves? Like, even for example, if the way that I type is maybe definitely different
Mhm,
from the way that somebody else types, maybe
mhm,
they
mhm.
they they have a certain signature way of doing certain things. Have you thought about the compromise of anonymity in small scale settings?
So basically, the anonymous loop of feedback what we are having right now. Again, the entire platform is anonymous in terms of surveys. Also, those are anonymous. Nobody is going to know. And same goes with the feedback loop. Nobody is going to know who is giving what feedback. If they are choosing for anonymous feedback, if they want to give feedback while revealing their identity, they can do that thing
Mhm.
also. But whatever feedback the employee is providing, they can only provide if their team is big enough, having more than 5 members.
Mhm.
So if let's say if there are 4 members, they can't give feedback. So whatever that is what while onboarding the organizations, it's the role of Team XP to
Mhm.
explain these kind of stuff,
Mhm.
to explain these kind of things with the admin, the managers, and the employees. So where like how they can work, and while making those teams, we will figure out okay, every team should have at least 5 members, so that they can give feedback, they can go for surveys and all. Because definitely what you have mentioned the point is the like basically anybody can get to know if the team is not good enough. If only people are working, definitely it will be easy for a manager to figure out who is giving the
Yeah.
survey, who is giving the feedback. So that is a barrier we kept where at least 5 members are required within a team.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. And I think we also need to, I mean, you probably also like done a certain kind of like delineation about the hierarchy, like it's not just that a
Mhm.
team has a certain manager and then employees. It's also that
Mhm.
that team itself has a supervisor somewhere else. Maybe there's
Yeah.
a director
Mhm.
above the team, and then even that director above will have a certain portfolio manager above them. So there could be like
Mhm.
multi-level hierarchies. Have you
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
about like
So
how these data will be collected and passed down the hierarchies for further feedback and review?
okay, so basically, as you said, let's say if I take this into an example, so let's say there is an department or an
Mhm.
team named marketing.
Mhm.
So marketing is again can be divided into like offline marketing and online marketing,
Mhm.
right? So if somebody is a manager of marketing team, then they are having two different team leader or two different managers of offline marketing and online marketing.
Right.
So eventually, the person who is having the marketing, manager of marketing can see data of offline and online marketing, but the person can't exactly like work with that data. They can't respond to anyone. They
Mhm.
just can see those data.
Okay.
For responding, only the direct manager can respond to the feedbacks and basically the feedbacks, because survey reports are simply you can see them reports. So any senior or supervisor can see those reports. But in terms of feedback, only direct manager can give the reply, or the admin of the company. So let's say if we are having HR as the admin, basically if we talk about large scale companies, HR will be there who is handling these kind of who is handling TeamXP as admin. If
Mhm.
we are talk about small scale companies, so founder or like whoever the owner is going to handle the company the portal as admin. So they
Okay.
can respond, they can see data. So
Okay.
admin is having entire role of doing like checking out every single data for every single team, and as well as they can respond to the feedbacks also. In terms of other supervisor and all, they can just see. They can't respond to any feedback. Only direct manager can do.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking you about that is because like different organizations have different levels of hierarchies and
Mhm.
different team structures and things like that. Have you
Yeah.
thought about like providing a feature on your platform which is like customizable according to the organization's needs? For example, like how
Mhm.
you're a full stack developer. You know how
Yeah.
authentication authorization will have like several roles,
Mhm, mhm.
and each role can have like different abilities and things like that. So have you thought
Yeah.
about like customizing the user roles and the features according to the
Yeah,
role?
so that is what we have divided into the roles into three parts, where admin is there, team member is there, and the employee is there. Again, a team. So let's say if I'm a manager of online marketing, so definitely I'm an employee for a marketing team, right? So these things are there where I can manage the platform,
Mhm.
where I can manage my team members of online marketing, but being an employee of being a team member of marketing team. So these kind of authentications and authorizations are there within the platform. And in terms of like as you said, every team is having different kind of team structure.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know, and that is what I'm looking for. Like because the structure currently what we are having, while doing my research, while doing the UI UX designing and all, that time I tried to put every single use case within the platform. But again, I want to hear more from the other businesses where I like if people are using the platform, then I will get to know, okay, this is the problem. We can do this kind of customization for them.
Okay.
So again, yeah, these things will come into picture. These things will come in, like will make these kind of customization and these kind of problem solving things once we are getting feedbacks from our customers.
Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the stage that you're in right now. Like, so I know that you started designing this last year, and then you already have it live. When can you tell me like what date or what time it went live? Um,
So basically, last month only, I completed every single thing. It's
okay.
like the complete development. Development is done. The testing is done. I did the testing with my friends and all.
Mhm.
So everything was doing good. It was smooth. No bugs. I figured out. Now I'm looking for early stage uh, customers.
Mhm.
So that is what like I'm just providing free early access basically. I'm
Okay.
not charging any organization for now.
Mhm.
And just because I want to know how exactly the product is working.
Okay.
what is the mentality of an HR or an organization while having these kind of platform with them.
Right.
So definitely after knowing the market feedback,
Mhm.
we'll grow further.
Absolutely. That sounds wonderful. And maybe you can offer instructions on how the founders and the companies within our group, the startup club,
Mhm.
can have
Yeah.
access to your thing. So when we publish this interview, we can you can provide instructions on how they can register and make use of the platform. Okay, so
Mhm.
now I want to go to a really important point that I thought of when you were talking earlier about the great place to work or something that
Mhm.
you mentioned in that. I haven't heard of that company yet. I mean, a company or the list that I think you were talking about it as a some sort of a ranking, right? You're talking about a ranking of different companies based on
Yeah, so
employee
basically
experience.
they are doing this ranking thing only based on the
Yeah.
scores what they are getting from their employees.
Yeah, and one thing that you mentioned that I found really interesting was the reward systems, or because you're incentivizing better work culture by rewarding the companies that show up at the top, right? Um, and that's a really interesting concept because um, I think that is a great way to promote good behaviors. Like when you have a reward
Mhm.
structure for companies that are doing well, you as a platform, maybe you can consider becoming like a platform for companies to get ranked, and then you
Mhm.
can incentivize by and in that incentivization itself could be like a promotional thing for your
Mhm.
company
Yeah.
because Team XP is like you're getting, maybe you can get some sponsors on board, and then you can award incentives for those companies, and that could be
Mhm.
a way to promote your company but also like incentivize better work culture, because you're not just interested in making profit out of this, but also like you'd be interested in actually transforming the work culture across India.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
and I was thinking about that as a thing because this kind of a reward structure is something that I've noticed is something that is very instrumental in transforming and making changes
Mhm.
in things. So have you thought about something like that?
Yeah, so basically, there is a roadmap for that. Definitely, I was having this kind of plan key. I'll rank the companies based on whatever score they are
Hmm.
getting,
Yeah.
and I'll provide the rewards and all based on how the work culture is there. So definitely, again, Team XP is not just a product I want to sell or I want to make profit out of it. It's an like you can say dream for me.
Mhm.
A dream with what I show 1 year before.
Mhm.
So basically, what I believe that every single employee deserve a better place to
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
right? They deserve the good satisfaction, the proper happiness within their organization, and wherever they are working, they should feel a good environment. They should have a good environment while working. So that was an motive with Team XP I was having, because again, it is not a, profit making thing what I planned and all.
Mhm.
It's the feeling what I was having, and
Yeah.
I wanted a solution for that.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the like really good indicators of a valuable product, because you as an entrepreneur, our
Mhm.
primary role as entrepreneurs is to solve problems, whether it's like for
Yeah.
profit or non-profit. And the a mark of a good entrepreneur is basically that you built something that solves your problem. And obviously,
Mhm.
because if it's a good product, obviously your problem is not going to be only yours, because it's a shared
Yeah.
problem. Everybody else is also going through the same thing, so your product is something that's addressing all those. And I can
Mhm.
clearly see that, from what you've shared, I can clearly see that this is a widespread issue, and you're doing something really important. I can clearly imagine, like, Team XP being like a more commonly known name years down the line. And it's wonderful. Actually, I was just checking the time, and I can't believe that we've already, it's already 50 minutes down. So
Oh.
it's wonderful, and I have a lot more questions actually. So
Mhm.
um, one thing is, have you had any kind of success in like onboarding companies? You mentioned that you've already given some testing, like, you've done this, but have you onboarded any companies so far? Do you have any clients at the moment?
No, so for onboarding, it is not there because again, I said ki with August only I completed this product,
Mhm.
and in terms of testing, I used my friends only.
Right.
So we were like ki how so we wanted to
Mhm.
check how the platform is working. It was not how they are feeling.
Mhm.
So it was like I made some teams out of my friends, and I asked them, you are working in this kind of team. So start doing feedback, giving these surveys. So these things I was doing in last month, and from there I got to know, okay, the product is doing it. In terms of users, no, there is no specific users right now I'm having.
Yeah.
I came out for that only. So starting from September only, I'm searching for like if I can like we can onboard people to the Team XP. So that is again it's not like I want to take this India wide for
Mhm.
now. It's like I want to just check how exactly the product is working.
Right.
So I kept the limit of, okay, I'll go for 10 companies only,
Mhm.
whom I'm providing this free access. And with these 10 companies, I'm going to understand what exactly their problem are,
Mhm.
what problem they are facing with Team XP, and what solution they are getting from Team XP.
Got
So
it.
all these things, I want to do the entire case study with these 10 companies, and then I want to like grow further
Got it.
because I want to give a proper solution what exactly I was feeling. So I made a solution with my thoughts, but now I want thoughts from employees
Yeah.
around across India.
Yeah, you want to validate your product by getting a wider
Yeah.
product. Yeah, that's wonderful. I think you have a solid plan in your head, and I can't even think of anything to suggest to you because it looks like you got everything
Mhm.
figured out. That's wonderful. So I actually want to do two more things before we close this session. One
Mhm.
is I want to eventually I want you to have maybe like take a little bit of time to do a demo of your product, maybe if that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we
also
can
before
definitely.
that I want to like my partner Ajay is also somebody who does these interviews, and he's too busy today.
Mhm.
So I want to ask some questions on behalf of him because like I know what kind of questions he usually likes to ask. One is
Okay. So,
what kind of advice would you give to other founders, because you're somebody who's
mhm.
progressed a little bit in your entrepreneurial journey. You've made
Yeah.
some progress, and you have a solid product at hand. You launched it. So what kind of an advice would you give to other founders who are very in the very early stages? Yeah.
Mhm. So one thing, basically, first of all, believe should be there. Believe in ourselves and believe in what we are doing. Because I have spent 1 year, and 1 year is not a small period.
Mhm.
There was a time when I was disturbed about ki, am I doing right? Will it work or not? Will it go to market? Will it solve the problem what I'm thinking of? So always believe in yourself while doing your whatever you are working on. Doesn't matter what are the outcomes. Again, there is a line of Gita Kar karo phal ki ichha mat karo. So I kept that as a motto for me. I was doing my work without any expectations and all. I completed my work. Now I'm going for marketing. If it is working, it's fine. If not, again, I will learn something from there, and
Absolutely.
definitely I'll come with different solution if this is not working. So always believe and always work hard within your domain. Don't think of result because whenever we start thinking of result, whenever we for those results, we start eventually start those overthinking thing.
Mhm.
And when those are not fulfilling, we definitely get demotivated.
Right.
So that should not be there. That is one thing. And again, whatever problem a person is solving, the person should stuck to those problem solving things
Mhm.
either rather making that profit thing
Mhm.
because at initial stage you should focus on if you are solving that problem or not. If you will start thinking of making profit out of it initial days, definitely things will go worse. It
Absolutely.
will not go as you are planning. So
Yeah.
these two things, what I have learned in last 1 year, personally. So these two things again, I want to share with each and every founder.
Absolutely. Actually, I always say that when if you want to make big money, you shouldn't
Mhm.
be chasing that money. You should not be chasing the profit. You should always be like working on creating the value. And once
Yeah.
you create the value, that's when people are willing to pay for that, right? So I mean, it's not like I've made big millions of money and I'm offering this advice. I'm
Mhm.
still on the path to that, but I feel like this is the solid approach. We
Yeah,
have to work on creating the value,
definitely.
and then things follow up. So Yeah. So another question I have is like in terms of funding, because like I know what it takes to build a application on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, maybe you don't have as many expenses as people might imagine
Yeah.
because of the fact that you're the developer. There's no capital investment in terms of
Mm-hmm.
developing the thing, right? So and also
Yeah.
I know that hosting and things like that. These can be fairly cheap. You know, like for a small user base, it
Mm-hmm.
can be fairly cheap. So can you tell me a little bit about the like what kind of a funding do you need on a monthly basis to run what you're doing right now, and at what point do you think you will start to look for investors and things like that?
So currently, basically, again, I said ki I'm not looking for funding right now
Mm.
because I'm having a good job and
Yeah.
I'm earning well from that job. So as you said, ki yeah, the expenses are not that high for me right now.
Mhm.
So whatever small expenses I'm having, I take out of my job and I just put in Team
Yeah.
XP. So currently, it's not like I need an investor for now, but
Mhm.
definitely, eventually, when I was planning to grow more
Mhm.
to spread my product to other companies, to other locations, to across India. So definitely at that time I might think of investment because that is the thing where like marketing is the only part what I feel key requires a huge cost.
Mhm.
Again, your product as a developer, definitely it will not cost you anything, and in the hosting and all server and all, definitely there are multiple. You can say the cost is not that high, and
Yeah.
also you can get offers and credits from
Mhm.
big companies, so it's
Right.
not a big issue. But the marketing is the thing where we need to spend a lot.
Yeah.
So definitely in coming time, I'll go for investment part, but not for now.
Right. I think the investment will start coming in once you have too many responsibilities that you cannot take care of your own, and then you have to
Yeah.
start hiring people. That's when you probably need capital. So I think this is something that all the founders listening to this have to keep in mind, is that if you have the skills to build your own application these days, it's a it's one of the biggest advantages you can have in
Yeah.
launching your product, because the biggest money goes towards developing your product, and if you're especially considering developing a digital product,
Mhm.
then having this full stack web development knowledge can be fundamentally, like, transformational. It can change
Mhm.
things dramatically. Okay, so now let's go to your demo. Like maybe you can show us how the product works.
Mhm. Yeah, so let me join with my mobile.
Mhm.
So basically, as I said, ki we are having two parts. One is measurement part, and second is the optimization part. So the measurement part is on tech, and the optimization part is going to be manual. So the tech product, what I'm going to show you. So I'm just sharing my screen.
Actually, before you actually showcase the
Mhm.
product, maybe you can show your website, because I saw a lot of interesting features listed there. So maybe you can review those features and then you can show the product. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can do, but again, those things might be like you're not getting exactly what exactly
Okay,
those
fine.
features are.
How
So it
about we
will be
leave that?
easy
Go ahead. Yeah.
while showing you domain,
Sure. Yeah.
right? Because every single stuff is within the application, so
Okay,
it's
got it. Got
a
it.
big
Okay.
deal. I guess you need to provide me the permission for
Yeah, I'm
sharing
I'm
the
gonna
screen.
make you the host. Hold on. Can you access it now?
Yeah, I can. I can. Just sharing. Let me try it again. I guess it is not working properly.
Mm.
It is not showing actually
Okay,
here.
okay, okay.
Uh, yeah, we
Well, okay.
can. I guess demo it later.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you can. Do you have like? So this is something that you can do on your web. interface, like
Hmm.
on from your own?
No, so web is not there for now.
Okay.
Only the app part is there.
Okay, then maybe you can work. Hey Mukesh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Sorry about. I think you ended the meeting with the host
Yeah,
again.
yeah, it's by mistake. So
No, it's
basically,
okay.
there were two meetings, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So I think the demo is something that maybe people can sign up and then individually, because I saw
yeah.
on your website that you can book
Hmm.
a demo and then have a look at that. So maybe you can do it like that. So maybe for now you can share your screen and then walk us through the website and describe like what are those features that you have right now, implemented.
Yeah, definitely.
So
So
I'll
yeah,
provide.
give me the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what the web page of TeamXP. So where basically our tagline is experience the power of an engaged team. So that is what I personally say to managers and to the founders or the HR, that if you are working with an engaged company, engaged team, so definitely the outcome will be good.
Yeah.
So what I believe that happy employee will bring you happy customers. So
No.
if your employees are not happy, definitely your customer will not happy, and the employee is the key of success uh, for any organization. So in terms of our product, we are having basically these are four listed major points. But other than that, we are having some other features also. So Pulse surveys is again basically there will be surveys. So there will be surveys every 7 days,
Mhm.
and employee can give. There will be 5 questions only within a survey, and any team member can give within 2 to 3 minutes. So the questions will be in very simple English. There will be no tough language, and they can easily understand.
Mhm.
And so based on these surveys, we'll generate reports.
Okay.
So these reports will be shown to the manager and the admin.
Right.
And then the feedback is again, as I said, there is an anonymous loop of chat
Mhm.
where team member can give feedback, a manager and admin can reply to that. Again, the member can reply on that. So it will be a chat loop.
Mhm.
Will go on until unless the employee is not feeling satisfied.
Yeah.
These two sections are in terms of making the work culture productive, making the work culture like better for every organization. Other than that, in terms of productivity, there are three sections which are there in product. One is goals. Goals are made based on OKR method,
Mhm.
objective and key results, where
Okay.
they can basically an individual can set their goal, a team can set their goal, and complete organization can set their goal. So that is one thing. Then other thing is action items. It's simple to-do list where a particular user can put their to-do items.
Yeah.
So that is again for productivity. And we see like every team is having resources. They need some resources with them. They need, let's say, if there is a proper filing, if proper checklist is there, and there is a link of Google Drive. So
Mhm.
those kind of resources can be mentioned within a proper area. So that part is also there, which is resources area. Then we are having these real-time reports. So whatever surveys employees are giving, based on those surveys, report is generating, and we are showing to the manager and the admin. So
Okay.
real-time reports are there. Then these reports are divided into multiple parts. One is overall report, where manager or an admin can see the overall score of their organization or the team. So for
Mhm.
manager, it will be team, and for admin, it will be organization. Again, the admin can change for team also. They can
Mhm.
check for any team also. These overall score is divided into further 10 matrices. If I name them, so relationship with manager, relationship with colleagues, happiness, wellness, personal growth, satisfaction. Likewise, there are 10 matrices. So that is a detailed report of overall report. And again, these 10 matrices are divided further into 26 sub matrices
Mhm.
for in-depth knowledge of how employees are feeling. So these two reports are there. Then third is ENPS, so Net Promoter Score. Basically, if the E stands for employee, so employee Net Promoter Score. So how employees are promoting your company to other people to join your company, basically.
Okay.
So usually we see these terms in customer net promoter score, if in terms of referral marketing, but here we are having for employees also, that are somebody suggesting this company to work on or not.
Okay.
So that is another part of report. Then we are having for admin only, we are having two different reports, which is turnover report and absence report. So in turnover report, basically they can check what is the attrition rate for their
Mm.
organization and how many employees are absent, like what is the absent rate within their organization. So
Okay.
these two things are just for admin purpose for now, because those are like HR is looking for. It's not every
Right.
manager is looking for what is the attrition of their team.
Right.
So that's why we kept these for admin only. So these kind of reports are there. Then again, the team management, where the manager can manage their team. They can see whoever the part of team. They can add up. They can remove their team members, and also like for admin, they can create new teams and all, and they can go for sub teams as we talk about the team structure. So these team management thing is also there, and again some like additional parties where you can manage your profile. It's simple, like you can just put your email ID and phone number. So those kind of thing you can manage. So these are the product sections what we have divided. In terms of product, there are three kind of role. One is admin, one is manager, one is team member. So manager is basically whoever the team leader or manager for the team, and team members are basically
Okay. Mukesh, I think we're
from
running out
them.
of time. So
So these are the roles what we are managing.
okay. So we're running out of time. Maybe you can we can sorry, can you hear me?
Uh, I'll be quick. I'll be quick. Yeah, I can. I can.
Okay. Okay. All right. I kind of lost your feed. I couldn't hear what you were saying, but yeah, I think this demo is something that is giving a lot of breadth, like like view into the breadth of features that you're offering, and it's really wonderful.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, this is great. So I think we've
So
talked a lot, and I feel like it's kind of alarming to me that we've already crossed our one 1 hour. So I would
yeah.
in closing this session, I would like to ask a few questions. So uh, like what kind of an ambition do you have for this product? Like are you looking at this as a some kind of a global product in the future, or are you limiting yourself to this problem set, as in like I want to just work on like improving product quality? Because like one of the things that I'm seeing is that uh, you can actually make this into a full-fledged product. Like for example, if you take Microsoft Teams, it's communication software, but also maybe you can include something like that
Mhm.
into your product eventually, and then like basically give the companies an opportunity to just like replace all other products that they're using as a company, and then just you know have TeamXP as the only solution that they're using. And I see the potential for something like that. Have you thought about that as a
Mhm.
scope for your future?
Okay, so in terms of location, I only plan for India only. I'm not planning for global, because what I target, I want to make employment of India should be great. So this is what I think right.
Mukesh, your I think your network might be really bad because I
Solutions within the organization right now, like with TeamXP.
Yeah, Mukesh, I completely
Hello.
lost what you were saying. Like, I think there was just like, yeah. Can you say something now? Um, Mukesh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Yeah, I completely lost what you were saying because I think there was a
Okay.
network issue.
Okay, I'm just repeating myself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, not an issue. I'm just repeating myself that yeah. So in terms of further features and further expansion, I have lots of features in my mind. I am planning for multiple things which are not there in market and can help in terms of employee engagement and experience, and to run the company smoothly with the employee engagement.
Okay.
So these features are there. Definitely, these will come out in coming years.
Okay, okay. And finally, the final question I have for you is like, if like for people who are watching this, if they want to, make use of TMXP for their companies, what are the instructions? What would you tell them? Like, how can they make use of TMXP for them right now?
Okay. So basically, whoever wants to come on board with TeamXP, they can simply they can go to website of TeamXP, which is TeamXP, TEAMXP.in, and they can go for book demo. And definitely, I'll personally get in touch with them. I'll give a proper demo to them. And after demo, like they can choose if they want to continue with TeamXP or not. And yeah. So it's very simple. They just need to visit the website, and after visiting the website, they can simply book for demo.
All right.
And since we are going for early access, we are providing this is free. In
Yeah.
website, it is written 99 rupees employee per month, but
Mhm.
it's not. It is not going to be there. We are just getting this
Yeah.
free early access right now.
Okay. Okay, so Mukesh, thank you so much for joining us. I really love talking to you. I see a lot of potential for your product. I'm rooting for you actually. Like I want this to be a big thing so that we see a market improvement in the work culture and in the country. And congratulations for coming this far. And I hope that you find great success moving forward as well. Um, yeah, I look forward to continue having another conversation again maybe next year where we can see how far you come, and hopefully by the time you can also have left a mark in the area that you are trying to work on, which is the employee satisfaction across the country. Thank you so much for joining us once again, and
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Raghav. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was really nice to have a discussion with you.
right. Thank you, Mukesh. Bye.
Bye.